Flake.
Thank you. Thank you, Governor Perry. It's been great to hear from you and meet in the office. And I just wanted to follow up on a conversation we had there as well. As you know, there are 4 power marketing administrations that fall under the purview of DOE. And I often hear from Arizona electric consumers that are frustrated with the Western Area Power Administration, or WAPA. A good number of WAPA customers in Arizona are rural co-ops and irrigation districts that really need to keep their electric rates low. They've been concerned with transparency at WAPA, at some of the spending that's been going on and some of the unobligated trade balances, or I'm sorry, unobligated balances that they have, and why those haven't resulted in a lowering of rates. Just yesterday, I sat down with WAPA Administrator Gabriel for an update on their unobligated balances and the numerous internal audits to ensure fiscal responsibility. Can you commit to work with me to make sure that Arizona customers get the lowest rates possible from WAPA?
Senator, we will commit to work with you to make sure that the Department of Energy follows the statutes and the laws and the Constitution, and not go outside those bounds. And if you ever see the agency participating in something like that, I know I can expect a phone call from you.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. As you know, Arizona is home to the nation's largest nuclear plant. And so obviously the nuclear policies of the department are of interest to any of us in Arizona. The nuclear power industry needs a resolution to the long-term storage problem that we have. What will DOE do under your leadership to bring some kind of resolution to that issue?
Senator, as I made in some earlier remarks, both to the ranking member and to the members as a whole, that the time of kicking the can down the road on dealing with this issue, my goal will be that those days are over, that we can have a thoughtful conversation, a productive conversation, a conversation where that the citizens of your state and those that have these 35 different states that are repositories today, not by their desire, but by the inaction of the federal government over the course of the decades, that we can, in fact, number one, by making good decisions here, looking at alternatives, by making a real commitment to clean up the environment in these states and truly find both the interim and the long-term storage answers to this extremely difficult situation.
All right. Thank you. I'm encouraged to see that research is being done around the U.S. in terms of the future of nuclear energy, new technology, particularly the small modular reactors. In what ways can DOE work with the private sector? I know there are companies, NuScale Power. Obviously, you need to work with the Nuclear Regulatory Commission on this. How can DOE further this research and speed the adoption of some of these new technologies?
And again, I think my historical engagement with universities as a governor, and obviously the relationship with, I think there are 11 senators who were governors, and their counterparts in their states. Hopefully we can find not just the private sector and DOE, but also a third partner that I think is very important, and that's our universities and the scientists and the men and women that are there. So I find the entire concept of the small modular reactors as a fascinating, as one of the alternatives we need to have a conversation with. But again, I will go back to say that none of these are going to move forward with the expedition that we would like until we find the answer and are willing to address this issue of dealing with the waste that we have in the states today.
Thank you, Madam Chair.